It was a wild, wild night. Or should I say yesterday? It was a very epic moment, historical moment to some, and wild for others. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what? I'm going to have to read the fair use comment. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I'm going to have to read the fair use. Hello, yes. And I'm going to, yes, hello, Byron. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm going to read the fair use, because it's a lot we have to talk about. Yes, fair use copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, hello, you guys. I am so sorry I came late. It is dark where I'm at. I cannot see. But yes, a lot has happened. Why are women so bad at this? Hello, Bala Bear. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Byron. Byron says Trump won. I can finally eat cheaply again. Jim says, good morning, politic. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Mrs. Shamrock. Mrs. Shamrock says, good morning, all. Happy America Day. So, yes, as you know, I'm going to show it. You see it, ladies and gentlemen. You see who has won. You see who has won. Yes, indeed. It is Donald Trump. Now, this is my question. I'm just gonna show the numbers. We're just gonna show the numbers. We're gonna show a few little clips before we start. Okay, the numbers, as you can see, as of 6 o'clock out, over an hour ago, it was 277 electoral votes and 224 electoral votes for Kamala Harris. You see it for what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You see it for what it is, okay? Now, I'm going to stroll down when it comes down to the House of Representatives. Yes, we have to talk about the House of Representatives, because with the House of Representatives, and people, I'm not sure if you know or not know this, when it comes down to the House of Representatives as well as the House of Senate, those are the ones that make the electoral votes, okay? And I did not know this, okay? I did not know this, okay? And I want you guys to think about this. Hello, big man. When it comes down to the electoral votes, that is what helped Donald Trump this go round, okay? And electoral votes are determined by the electors. How are the electors determined? It is when the popular vote, okay? They decide who is your U.S. representative, who is your House of Senate, who is the Senate in your state that you're voting for. Whoever you vote for, that is who is in that electors, who makes those decisions, okay? So as you can see with the House of Representatives, you have 188 Democrats, okay? And as of the House of Representatives for the Republicans, it is 197. And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. I'm just showing the results before I get deeper in this, because yes, it is real. It is real, okay? And as far as the county that I live in, I am so sad. I am so sad. Fani Willis Willis won by 68.2%. If you guys don't know who Fani Willis is one of the people, okay, district attorneys. She was the district attorney that filed charges against Donald Trump. But boy, what is it? Okay, moving forward. Why? And this is so funny. This is so freaking funny, okay? Because yes, she won district attorney. Mrs. Shamrock said, how did she pull that off? I have no idea. No, I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to say why I think Fani Willis pulled that off just yet. I'm going to wait till I get a few more likes. I'm going to wait till we get 30 minutes in deep, because I have a reason of why I think Fani Willis pulled this off. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Politic Graham. I'm telling you right now, this is not over, okay? Because it's so funny. It is so funny that Donald Trump has won, okay? And yes, I got time today, okay? Today is a Trump birthday, and it is a Diddy darn week, okay? Because this is going to get real wild for Miss Fani Willis, just like it got real wild for Kamala Harris last night. Yes, I have time, and I'm taking it there. Why? Because if you guys do not know who Fani Willis is one of the attorneys that actually filed charges against Donald Trump, as well as, and I'm going to show this, and it is very funny. This is really wild. She filed charges against Donald Trump. She filed charges against, and I have to show this gentleman again, you guys. This gentleman right here. She filed charges against Giuliani. Okay? Remember him? Yes. Giuliani. All of this has came against them, okay? Last year in December. But how have the tables have turned? Why? Because Donald Trump, the same person that Fani Willis indicted, okay, last year, he is now president. He is now president again. And he won by, it was wild. The numbers are astonishing. And I want to say this. When it comes down to Rudy Giuliani, people have to understand, where was Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani yesterday? They were together at Palm Beach. Yes. Palm Beach, Florida. Yes. And I'm going to show that clip. I'm going to show a picture of how Rudy Giuliani actually pulled up. I cannot make this up. This was Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani yesterday. This is the same man that owes two Georgia election workers $148 million. Okay? And the car that he pulled up in, okay, going to vote, this is the actual blue Mercedes-Benz, 1980 Mercedes-Benz that he was supposed to turn over October the 29th. Yes, you heard right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Rudy Giuliani actually went to the watch party and voted yesterday in Florida. Yes, I cannot make this up, ladies and gentlemen. He pulled up in the actual car that he is ordered to turn over to the two election workers, okay? Two Georgia election workers that filed defamation lawsuit against him, okay, in 2021, December 2021, and they ended up winning a $148 million lawsuit. Yes, hello, OG, brand, silly. How you guys are doing? Yes, this is so wild. I tell you, this is so wild, okay? Because Giuliani, I just want you guys to understand the levels of this, okay? Here it is in Georgia. Fani Willis, the district attorney of Fulton, the same person that one of the people that filed charges against Rudy Giuliani, as well as Donald Trump and other co-defendants, Okay, she won. Her results for Fulton County District Attorney. She won her re-election yesterday. Okay, by over 60%. But the funny part in all of this is Donald Trump won, and I'm going to play a clip of what Kamala Harris said here in Georgia. Okay, this is really funny to me, and I know I just want to. We gotta have a light day, you guys. We gotta have a light day. And Affectionate says, "Politic, I'm blessed, my sister." I'm sorry. OG Brain Brand says, "I'm blessed, my sister." Affectionate says, "Is Democrat still crying at this point?" Affectionate, you know what? I'm glad that you asked that, because I'm going to play the co-chairman for Kamala Harris campaign. He actually gave a 1-minute speech because Kamala Harris, she was so distraught and so upset at the loss. Okay, she refused to actually speak last night in Washington, D.C. at Howard. Okay, and this is the same university, if you guys know, this is the same university that Kamala Harris actually graduated from and went to school. Okay, she actually had her watch party on the campus grounds, and when she found out, and I'm going to show this, it's like, this is just so epic, this is so wild. I'm going to actually show you guys the results. Okay, first. Okay, this is the results. Do you see this? I want you guys to see right here. What does that say? 277 electoral votes Trump, 224 electoral votes Harris. Okay, and you need 270 electoral votes to be considered a winner. But I'm going to show, and I'm going to pin what you just said, Affectionate. Welcome, you guys. This is Politic Graham. I'm going to actually show what Cedric, this is Kamala Harris co-chairman, okay, for her campaign. This was his response, because she was so distraught, ladies and gentlemen. She could not even hold herself. She could not even go to the crowd and officially do a speech after the loss. Okay, so I'm going to play it. His name is Cedric. We're going to call him Cedric. That's his real name. Here we go.
I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the Vice President tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Now, that was, I guess you can call that, and hello, you guys, welcome. This is Politic Graham. What you're looking at, you're actually looking at the map of the actual results that concluded. I'm going to say is concluded. This is my opinion, but we're going to be fair, okay? It hasn't, in Kamala Harris and in other people's eyes, it's not quote unquote official just yet, okay? And I say that because if you guys were here yesterday in my live, you would know the madness that was going on here in the state that I live in, Georgia, okay? As I talked about yesterday, it was a lawsuit, okay, that was filed last Friday due to the fact of absentee ballots. They were late coming to people to actual people homes for them to actually mail them in. So it was an actual lawsuit that was filed, and it was filed to protect them so they can have their voice heard to vote. And with that being said, they were given an extension for their votes to be counted by Friday. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, by this Friday. That was here in the state of Georgia. Also, after I got off this live, and let me read the comments. Hello, you guys. And I might even put a poll in. Also here in Georgia, I can speak here in Georgia. Let me go ahead and put a poll in for you guys, because I really want you guys to put your opinion in this poll. Do you think this election was fair? Do you think this was fair? Do you think, I'm just gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in. Was the election fair? And I say that because in regards to all that's been going on, like I stated, here in Georgia, there are a number of votes that were not counted for, okay? There are a number of votes that were not counted for. Why? Because there were actual threats yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, here in Georgia after the live that I had with you guys yesterday morning. Yes, you heard right. There were threats, okay? Threats in specific counties within Georgia. One specific county that made headlines was DeKalb County, and it caused them to actually stop people from coming to a certain location to vote. Okay, people were actually turned around, and because of that, that has also became an issue. Why? Because now they are going to need their votes to be counted. A lot of people are upset about the actual win of yesterday, okay? Or should I say last night? A lot of people are very upset, okay? And I'm saying this because, like I stated, here in the state that I live in, and I told you guys, if you guys were here yesterday, I told you guys yesterday, okay, it was going to be a problem. It was going to be a problem in Georgia, okay? And I even said it was going to be a problem in some other locations in the U.S., right? And that's what is going on right now. And that is why some people feel this is not a fair win, okay? Some people are very upset. And just like the video that I showed you, Kamala Harris herself was very distraught. She could not even face the crowd at her own watch party. Just take that for a gab, okay? I'm going to put this poll in. Hello, you guys. Was the election fair? Okay, I'm going to put it in. I'm typing it in right now for you guys. This is Politigram. Was this election fair? Okay, did Trump win fairly? And also I'm going to put in, was Kamala Harris treated wrong? Okay, because a lot of people, I'm telling you guys, are very upset. Very upset. And the next one I'm going to put in, was the election fair? Did Trump win fairly? Kamala Harris was treated wrong? Or and the last option is, let's move the heck on. Okay? Because at the end of the day, let's move the heck on. Because at the end of the day, and I'm putting the poll in. I don't know if you guys see it right now. Yes, I say that because we still have high inflation. And Donald Trump, remember what he stated? He stated things that he was going to do, okay, within hours of him becoming president. He did state, and I quote, that he will deal with this border control, okay? Then he also stated that he will also end when it comes down to the certain war, okay, between Ukraine and Russia, because he knows how to, quote unquote, his words, know how to communicate with Russia, okay? So we are actually going to see, is this man that we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show who we are talking about, okay? And look at Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani is looking like he has it made in the shade, and wondering maybe he does not have to pay that $148 million that he was actually told he has to pay. But he's looking like he is happy, okay? The picture that you're looking at was the picture that was taken in Palm Beach, Florida yesterday, that he actually went to Donald Trump's watch party and he actually voted. If you guys don't know, Palm Beach, Florida is where Rudy Giuliani's condo is, that he is trying to fight in the courts right now to have them consider that condo his primary location. Why? Because they are trying to actually get that piece of property. Okay, when I say they are part of that $148 million lawsuit. Hello, you guys. I'm sorry. It was disconnection. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so excited. I'm so sorry. But can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me? Please, can you guys hear me? This is Politic Graham. Can you guys hear me, please? Big man, can you guys hear me? Hello, Child on Demand. I'm sorry, I got so excited. About what I have to talk about. I'm just swiping. But yes, like I stated, yes, the man that we're talking about, what I was stating earlier in regards to Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani was in Palm Beach, Florida yesterday. The picture that you're looking at, yes, photographers, everybody was taking pictures. Everybody was surrounded by his 1980 blue Mercedes Benz, okay? Please, you guys, if you can hear me, I'm sorry. It was difficulties. It was my end. But yes, like I stated, this is a wild moment, okay? Because yesterday, I want to make sure I state this. Yesterday with Rudy Giuliani, he pulled up to go vote, okay, in Palm Beach, Florida, where his condo is, the condo that he was told to actually give it to the defendants who filed lawsuit against him, the two women, the election workers in Georgia that filed a defamation lawsuit against him and won over $148 million lawsuit. Okay, so I want you guys to actually know, okay, at this particular point, Fani Willis, she may have won, okay, but as you can see, I want you guys to just really take this all in with this picture, because Rudy Giuliani, he's going to have to appear to court. Yes, you guys, he is going to have to appear in court Thursday, tomorrow, okay, because he was told to give this car as well as his other possessions to the defendants to pay that $148 million lawsuit, okay, that he lost, okay. He's gonna have to go to court, okay. And let me go into the comments, please. Hello, Narendra. Hello, shout out to India and people around the world. Slow Jamming says, yo, Reeve. Hello, you guys. Thank you for voting Trump. Slow Jamming says. Duan says, remember that Joe Biden that said, bye then. Karma has found its way home. Bye Biden and Kamala. And it's interesting that you say that, Duan, because I want people to understand the state that I live in, Kamala Harris, she was really trying to get the votes here in Georgia very bad, okay? And like I stated, Georgia is the same place that Donald Trump, as well as other co-defendants, including Rudy Giuliani, they have a quote-unquote case that's been postponed. Now, this is very heavy, because the big question now is, I want to say good evening to all. Sorry about that. This is the big case question. What is to come with the other 3 cases that are pending on Donald Trump that were postponed? Okay, if we can go back, and even with Rudy Giuliani, what's to come with that $148 million lawsuit that he lost? Okay, and this particular picture that you're looking at, this is the vehicle. Okay, he was supposed to turn in October the 29th. Okay, I repeat, October the 29th, he was supposed to turn in, but this is November the 6th, and the picture, this was taken November the 5th, yesterday on election day. He pulled up in this car to go vote at Palm Beach, Florida, and also he attended Donald Trump's watch party, okay, in Florida. This is what was going on. No cares in the world. And based off what we can see, I can see why he had no cares in the world. Why? Because Donald Trump won according to the electoral votes, 277 electoral votes, and 224 for Miss Kamala Harris. And hello, you guys. Please hit that like button. Mrs. Shamrock says, how is she just going to continue to do her job as VP for the next 2 months? That is a great question, Mrs. Shamrock. I'm going to pin that. How is she going to actually do that? Okay? How is she? How is Kamala Harris going to continue to do her job as VP for the next 2 months? Why do we ask this question, ladies and gentlemen? It's because I'm going to play this clip. Clip. She was not even able to even speak to the people that attended her watch party last night. She actually had to have one of the advisors for her campaign, okay, come out and do a minute speech. His name is, and I want to make sure I say his full name. His name is Cedric Richmond. This gentleman here, what you're looking at, he was supposed to be the one to actually speak for Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris did not come up. Instead, she sent Mr. Cedric Richmond, a senior advisor to the Democratic National Committee, as well as Kamala Harris' campaign. She sent this gentleman out to do the speech, okay, to address the campaign watch party for the Democrat presidential nominee, Vice President herself, Kamala Harris. Yes, she was that distraught, ladies and gentlemen, that distraught. And I'm going to play a clip of what Mr. Richmond said.
I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the Vice President tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Now, I want people to understand when he said that particular speech, did you guys notice what he said in the beginning? He said when all the votes are counted. You have to read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to go into the comments. Hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. The gentleman that you just saw was the senior advisor to Democratic National Committee, as well as the co-chair for Kamala Harris's campaign. She actually sent this gentleman out in the beginning of this 1 minute speech. You have to read between the lines. He said, when all the votes count. But just like we just showed you, like I just showed you guys, okay? I want you guys to look at these votes. Look at these votes. Trump as currently has 277 electoral votes, okay? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Okay? And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. I'm speaking of, yes, you read it right in the thumbnail. Donald Trump won the presidential election. This is a historical moment, okay? For some people, it might be bad, and others, it might be good. But one thing, can we please all agree to agree on this? This is a historical moment. Why? Because people have to understand one major thing. Donald Trump is a convicted felon of 34 felonies, okay? Also, he has three pending cases in the presence, okay? And also, not only does Donald Trump have these pending cases, also Rudy Giuliani. We have to mention him, and I'm going to keep mentioning him. Why? Because he owes $148 million to 2 Georgia election workers. Okay? According to them, their lives have changed. They felt like they could not go anywhere. They felt like their lives were not safe. And what does Rudy Giuliani do yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, during the election? Okay? He pulls up in the car. He pulls up in this 1980 Mercedes-Benz vehicle that he is not even having. He has a driver, pulls up in this car, and this is one of the possessions that he was supposed to turn over October the 29th. Okay? And the actual judge gave him, quote unquote, 7 days to turn his possessions over and cash over, okay, to start to pay what he owes. I want you guys to understand that. But look what he was. He was in the Palm Beach, Florida, taking pictures with all of the paparazzi, had his chauffeur driving him in his own car. It's a beautiful car, okay? A very beautiful vintage car. And he went to go vote in Palm Beach, Florida. And also he supported and is still supporting Donald Trump. And what do we have today, ladies and gentlemen? We have this gentleman right here. Donald Trump is the new president of, in the words of Kamala Harris, moving forward. Okay? So I just want you guys to understand how wild this is getting. And I'm saying this because at this particular time, just like Kamala Harris, co-chair of her campaign stated, Mr. Cedric Richmond stated that all the votes have not, quote unquote, been counted. And just like I told you, even in Georgia, okay, here in my state, the votes are not counted fully, okay? It's counted, okay, but when I say fully, I'm telling you guys, if you don't take my word for it, I will show the valid documents and proof, okay, in the next live, okay, because it's very detailed. When we're talking about lawsuits have been filed, we're talking about lawsuits were filed last Friday. We're talking about, quote unquote, soon to be lawsuits. Why? Because there were threats made yesterday, okay, that so much it caused them to turn people away from actual place to where they're supposed to go vote. So those votes were not counted. Why? Because there were threats made at the locations. One of the locations was in DeKalb County. Okay, so I want you guys to understand, in Kamala Harris' eyes, as well as the Democrats' eyes, this is not over. But the difference is, hopefully, this will be a respectable quote unquote, battle. It will not go how it went in 2020. I would just say it that way. Matthew says, stop separating. No, these are truths. And hello, you guys. This is Politic Grandma. I'm reading into the comments. Emmanuel says, you don't have a family responsibility. Yes, I do. Dorian says, I love you, Trump. Slow Jamming says, she's a sore loser. Slow Jamming, you sounded like Donald Trump. I could hear Donald Trump saying that. Janet says, we are in a spirit of warfare, ma'am. Hello, Janet. Thanks for coming in. I'm reading the comments. David says, you keep spewing. No, I'm not. These are truths. Also, moderator says, Shade Harris lost. You got rage baited. Hello, Tracy. Thanks for coming in. Hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. Please hit that like button. I'm going to go back to what I was discussing. I want you guys to actually put in the poll. Was this election fair? Was it fair? Because according to people, they do not believe it was fair. Okay, when I say they, people who did not wish for Trump to become president again. Okay, people who actually was leaning more towards Kamala Harris being president. Okay, and I want you guys to understand. Let me pull this back. I want you guys to understand, when it comes down, and I don't know if you guys know this, please let me know if you know this. When it comes down to electoral votes, that is what is going on. That is how Donald Trump himself ended up winning, because of the electoral votes. How are the electoral votes decided and determined? Okay, I'm going to scroll down to show you guys. How are the electoral votes determined? Okay, this is what people have to understand. And this is why I kept spreading to you guys to please vote. Because of you guys, the popular votes, us, because you voted, okay, that is what's to come. What will decide who will be the next president in the next 4 years. Why? Because that's how electors are decided, okay? Electors are the one that make the electoral votes, and electors are the ones that make the decision when it comes down to being the quote-unquote president, okay? I want you guys to understand this. And this is why I really believe this is one of the reasons. Okay, and David, you're saying he won popular vote. Now, no, I'm not, David. I'm not, okay? I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, you can look it up, okay? You can actually look this up. That's why I have my actual peer review information archives at archives.gov, okay? When you say popular votes, okay, yes, he won popular votes, but it's not how you think he won it, okay? Yes, he did, but it wasn't because, I'm trying to get you to understand, it wasn't because that we just directly voted ourselves. When you vote for your U.S. House of Representatives as well as your House of Senate, that is why I tell people to vote. Okay, those are the people that actually make the moves. Okay, those are the people that actually make the moves. All right, and I'm not even trying to, how can I say this? I'm not trying to say I didn't want Donald Trump to lose or win, or I didn't want Kamala Harris to lose or win. I'm telling you guys right now, moving forward, for anybody that's upset, okay, that Kamala Harris lost, do your research, vote, okay? You have to vote. And if you don't believe me, I took notes. the states that you're looking at, these electoral votes, they change as far as how many are in each state. Some lost, and some actually gained, okay? Electors, okay? I want you guys to understand this. And like I stated, it is nothing against anybody in this. And I want to make sure I state this because even here in the world of YouTube, okay? A YouTube content creator, I'm not going to say any names. They're very, very well known. They actually showed who they voted for yesterday, and the election was so spicy because who they showed who they voted for, and they said who they voted for. They stated, according to them, on their Instagram page, they lost thousands and thousands of supporters, and even to the point they got threats, okay? They started to receive threats. And that is why I had to break things down with how these votes are decided, okay? How these votes are decided, okay? And like I said, I tell people with the popular votes, yes, you have the power, because if it's not for us, the popular votes, there would not be electors to make these quote-unquote electoral votes, okay? And like you see right here, what I have, requirement for 270 electoral votes, the presidential election isn't decided by the national popular vote, okay? It's decided when one candidate gains a majority of what, ladies and gentlemen? Electoral college votes, okay? There are 538 electoral votes available to be elected president. To be elected president, a candidate needs to win. Needs to win what? 270 of these votes. This is why I kept saying to you guys, you have to vote. You have to vote. And I'm going to stroll up. Because of the electoral votes, this is where we are. Donald Trump. Remember what I said, the requirement is only what? 270 votes. But look what he has. 277. And guess what? The votes are still counting, because when I did this was at 6 a.m. this morning Eastern time. So the votes are still counting. And the video that I just showed you, okay, Kamala Harris, co-chairman for her campaign, stated that the votes in their eyes is not counted all the way, okay? So I want you guys to understand, okay, just because my personal opinion, and I'm going to be fair, and hello, you guys, this is Politic-Gram. I'm going to be fair. Me personally, you guys have said it. I'm reading the chat, okay? We don't have time to be salty about who won and who lost. We need to quote unquote move what? Move forward, okay? And Donald Trump said it best. He has told us all what he's going to do, right? He told us, and now we have to what? Stand together, unite, support, okay? Because we cannot afford to have any madness and issues like there was in the past when we don't get our way, when we get upset. And when I say we, I'm talking about people in the country, in the world. We cannot continue to have hurt with hurt, hate with hate, anger with anger. We have to unite, okay? That is the main reason we're having wars. That is the main reason we're having so much crime and so much anger here in America. And even when it comes down to this inflation, people do not have money to pay their bills. They cannot afford food. They cannot afford health care. These are things that we have to address, okay? So we have to move forward. We have to. And And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. And yes, Donald Trump has won. Yes, he has. And I'm going to play a clip of Donald Trump, his speech, his actual speech that he did. He did last night. Unlike Kamala Harris, she did not do a speech. I guess she was very distraught. Need all that says your state electors don't just choose who they want to win. Y'all are ignorant. Your electors go for whoever wins the popular vote in your state. No, I'm telling you guys, okay? Like I stated, I just showed you guys. I'm telling you, you can go online. It's at archives.gov. How is it ignorance when I'm actually reading peer-reviewed material and providing you where to do your own information? Do your own research on the information that I have just showed to you. I'm not making this up. This is actual, legitimate, peer-reviewed material. Need all of that? Maybe you need to go back to college, or better yet, go back to school and read a book. Maybe Trump University can help you. Okay, so I'm going to show you Donald Trump's speech, okay? A part of his speech, okay?
Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends of this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory.
Now, hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. That was a clip that I showed in regards to Donald Trump. He did his actual speech, okay? He did a 20-minute speech, and I just want you guys to understand just how trivial this is, okay? Because we have to go back what happened back in 2020. And the real question is, how will Kamala Harris respond to her loss, okay? Notice what I said, her loss. Because at this particular time, at this particular moment, she's in the shoes, the same shoes that Donald Trump was in back in 2020. Okay? And in my personal opinion, I am going to actually show you first before I get into detail. All right? Donald Trump actually had 277 electoral votes, okay? And then to top it all off, when it comes down to the House of Representatives, this is one of the key components to how you get electoral votes through the House of Representatives as well as the House of Senate. Okay, when it came down to the House of Representatives, 197 Republicans. Okay, and that's now what we have in the House of Representatives right now, as well as 188 Democrats. So it's seeming that right now Republicans are in control. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, and as I stated, at this particular time, you have to actually vote. Okay, you cannot get upset when you don't vote. And I will state this, right? My personal opinion, because of all what has happened in the past, I really believe this was a fair fair, okay? Fair actual election, okay? And I'm going to state why I feel there was a fair election, okay? Before I state that, I'm going to show you guys some states here when it came down to these votes. You see it for yourself, okay? In the state of Georgia, I'm going to actually show you guys. In the state of Georgia, Donald Trump had 50%. Kamala Harris had 48.5%. Right? These are, and I'm going to actually show the quote unquote swing states, okay? How they actually, responded, okay, during this election. The next state I'm going to show is Pennsylvania. As you can see, Pennsylvania, once again, Donald Trump 50%, Kamala Harris 48%, 48.3%. Okay, these are swing states. These are the states that Kamala Harris, she really needed. She actually needed these states, okay? She needed it. But she was not able to get these states, unfortunately. Now, the next state I want to actually show is North Carolina. Once again, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, once again, 51.1%. He had Kamala Harris, 47.7%. And I will say this was an actual close. Some of these locations were very, very close. Okay, I'm going to show another state, Nevada. Gonna stroll Nevada. Same scenario. Gonna show Nevada. 60%. 60% Donald Trump. Okay? 60% Kamala Harris. 38.5%. Okay, I want you guys to actually understand what is going on here. This was Nebraska. I'm going to show Nevada. I apologize, Nevada. 51.5% was Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, 46.8%. Okay, these are actual votes. These are actual votes. The next state, that is what they call a swing state. I'm going to show Michigan. Michigan, okay? We're going to just look at it for yourself. It's very close. It's still close, okay? Just look at it. And it says 96.9% expected vote. And look at how close it is. Donald Trump, 49.9%. Kamala Harris, 48.2%. Very, very close. We have to take this into initiative. Okay? This is what it is. These are the votes. Okay? And I want people to understand at this point, we have to move forward. We have to move forward. Okay? Because it is what it is. As you can see, I'll move on to the next swing state. Okay? The next swing state is Wisconsin. I'm going to show you Wisconsin. Okay? 49.7%. Donald Trump. Kamala Harris. 48.8%. Okay? This is what we call swing states. This is what's going on. I want you guys to really understand what, or should I say, how Donald Trump won. He won off of these votes, okay? These quote-unquote electoral votes, right? And I also want you guys to understand, and I will actually show you when it comes down to the reasons. 4 reasons I think Donald Trump won, and 4 reasons I think Kamala Harris lost. First reason, when it came down to, I'm going to make sure you guys can see, and hello, you guys, this is Politic Graham. The first reason I think Donald Trump won was because he had the Latinos votes. He had the Latinos votes. Okay? They voted for him. 54%. Whereas Kamala Harris 44%. And we have to take into initiative. Why is this very heavy? Because remember what Donald Trump said he is standing for. He's standing for border control against illegal immigrants. And look who is supporting him. Okay? According to the closing polls last night. And this is by the reporter named Andrew Romano. Okay? He stated Trump won, okay? The votes from the Latinos, they voted 54%, whereas Kamala Harris only 44%. Okay? So and then even in Michigan with the Latinos community, 60% voted for him. Now, the second reason I think Donald Trump won was because, like I stated, the electoral votes from 4 years ago is not the same. From today, the electoral votes, they actually helped him win. Okay? Because some states, they gained electoral votes and other states lost electoral votes. How do we get the electoral votes? We get them when it comes down to the popular votes, us. We are the popular votes. Okay? So every election, the electoral votes is not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. Why? Because population changes. And this is why I think, as far as the second reason, Donald Trump won. The third reason I believe that Donald Trump won is because he had the support from blacks, from black men specifically. Because remember what I said last live, 61% of black men said that they were supporting Donald Trump. Why? Because we have to remember what the things that these endorsers, people who are endorsing Kamala Harris, were trying to insinuate that blacks need to vote more, that black men specifically need to vote for. Some men got very upset, okay? They got very upset specifically with the former President Barack Obama with what he stated, okay? They got very upset, okay? Now, as you can see from the closing polls of last night, 61% of black men were more for Trump than Harris. Okay? Now, the fourth reason I think Donald Trump won, okay, was because he had more votes from urban areas. Okay? Trump won 63% of the urban area vote nationally. That's up from 57% from 4 years ago. Okay? Harris, on the other hand, she didn't do any better than Joe Biden did in 2020 from these quote unquote urban rural voters, 60%. And as a matter of fact, she lost some suburban voters, okay, that Joe Biden won back in 2020. These are things that we have to look at. Now, 4 reasons I think Harris lost, okay? I just stated to you 4 reasons I think Donald Trump won. I'm going to state 4 reasons I believe Harris lost. Harris lost because she did not have enough support. She did not have enough support from the urban community. She did not have enough support from the black men. That was the first thing. Second thing, she was not strong enough in her own convictions, okay? Such as the border control, such as a lot of things. Even when she got into office as vice president, she changed her views on a number of policies, okay? And when you change your views like that, okay, that will cause people to not feel like they can faith and trust in you as representing them as a president. Okay, so when you change convictions and you don't stand on things, and even when she was doing interviews with multiple outlets, okay, she still did not convey the issues that people really wanted to know. What they wanted to know about, what? The border control. They wanted to know, okay, her views when it came down to the quote unquote the trans community, okay? Because if we can go back, okay, she did do an interview where she said that she felt that people in the LGBTQIA community, if they're in prison with taxpayers' money, she would approve of them changing their gender under taxpayers' money. These are things that people were very kind of wary about. And when they addressed it to her, when people addressed that to her, her only response would be deflecting the answer, diverting it back to Donald Trump, or she would divert it back to Congress, okay? And she would always say, and I quote, I will follow the law. I will follow the law. These are things that I fear. That's the second thing. Like I said, her convictions was not strong enough. The third thing, with her campaign, she focused it was too much. Her campaign focused more on celebrity endorsements and not enough on the people. It focused too much on celebrity endorsements and not enough on the people. Why do I say that? I will show you why. Okay, when it comes down to how she had been going around and having a number of celebrities, quote unquote celebrities, endorse her. And I'm just going to show you just some celebrities she actually had. And give me one moment, you guys. I apologize. She had some celebrities she brought in. One moment, she had some celebrities. I'm just going to name some. She had here in Georgia, okay? She had Tyler Perry, Usher. She had Samuel Jackson, Spike Lee, Bruce Springsteen. She actually started to have major concerts, okay? And some people would feel that is not focusing on the policies. Where do you stand? Okay? Because it seemed as if it was a little bit more of glam. And in the time that we're here in America, we do not have time to focus on glam, okay? We need to focus on real issues that people are dealing with here in America, okay? Issues such as economy, issues such as inflation, issues such as healthcare, okay? These are issues. And I wanted to actually show you guys, okay, some of these celebrities, some of the actual celebrities that attended these big events that was hosted. And we have to understand millions and millions of dollars was invested, okay, invested into these different rallies where these actual celebrities would come and attend. We have to take all of that into play. Now, what you're looking at right now is the map of the different states. And as you see, it is red. It is purely red out, okay? When it comes down to how Donald Trump moved, as far as the electoral votes, as far as what caused him to win and become the president for the second time. My question now is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here at this point? Why do I say that? Because like we had back in 2020, now at this particular point, the shoe is on the other foot. Kamala Harris is the one that lost. Okay? The Democrat is the one that has lost. Okay? And like I stated, Donald Trump, 277 electoral votes. Kamala Harris, 224. And all of a presidential candidate needs is what? 270. Okay? 270 votes. And as you guys can see, Donald Trump accomplished that. Okay? He has 277 votes. Okay? And I want to make sure we're all on the same page. The votes are not done. So really, it's going to be more than this. Really, it's going to be more than this. Okay? But, like we stated, the only thing that is needed is what? 270 votes. Okay? So, I want you guys to understand. Here in Georgia, Fani Willis, the same district attorney that did a huge indictment against Donald Trump, this is going to be a wild one. Why? Because she has won her re-election for her position as district attorney. She had 68.2% vote for her to come back to Fulton County as the district attorney against this lady, Courtney Kramer. And if you guys may not know, Courtney Kramer did promise people that if people voted for her, she would drop the pending case against Donald Trump, as well as the other co-defendants here in Fulton County in Georgia. But the big question is, what is to come now? Because Donald Trump is president. And we also have to put into play, look what the Supreme Court of Justices did, right? So he cannot, okay, I'm just putting it out there. He cannot, for now, be sentenced, okay? He cannot, for now, quote unquote, move forward with these other cases, okay, that are pending. They were waiting for this election to be over. But now, like I stated, where do we move going forward? Because Willis is district attorney again, but her issue is Donald Trump, yes, has won it again. I'm going to play a clip of Kamala Harris when she actually she was here in Atlanta, okay, in Georgia, here in Georgia. She came to Atlanta and she had a heckler yell out, put Donald Trump in, lock him up. And this was her response. I think she was a little bit too confident. She was a little bit too confident. She thought that she thought she would actually win. This was her about 2 weeks ago, okay? 2 weeks ago, when a heckler yelled for her to lock Donald Trump up. And this was Kamala Harris at a rally the weekend of her birthday when she turned 60 years old.
Some only being treated once they develop sepsis, and tragically, because of their crisis. This is not something theoretical. This is not just about a political conversation. It's very real. And Donald Trump is the architect. Women are being denied care during miscarriages. Some only being treated once they develop sepsis. And tragically, because of these bans, some women have even...
And I'm going to play, I was trying to play where there was a heckler. Yes, there was a heckler. Give me one moment. There was a heckler. One moment, you guys. Yes, what you just heard, this was at the rally here in Georgia, specifically in Atlanta, where she was speaking about women's rights. Women should have a voice for their body, and she expressed how Donald Trump was not going to provide that if people voted for Donald Trump. But also in this conversation at this rally, that yes, there was an actual heckler. I'm going to actually show you a clip. Give me one moment, please. This is Politic Graham. One moment, you guys. Like I said, I was going to find the clip. I'm looking for the clip. I'm looking for it. Like I stated, you guys, there was a clip. I will find it for you guys. There was a clip where Kamala Harris stated, and I quote, we're going to take care of that on the election. We're going to take care of that when someone yelled out, lock him up. Yes, like I said, you guys, I apologize. I was trying to actually find where she stated this. She actually stated this. My apologies. My apologies. But
I always put the middle. I'm from the. I will never forget where I'm from.
now I will show a clip where I was trying to find it. She actually stated these accusations. She insinuated that they were going to have Donald Trump locked up when a heckler said lock him up. Okay, but people have to understand. People have to understand. You cannot just quote unquote lock someone up. Okay, there is a thing called policy. There is a thing called processes. Okay, and that is one of the reasons I think a lot of people, kind of pulled forward towards Donald Trump more so than her. Okay, that's just one of the things. Okay, you have to be careful with your words because you don't know how it can play and affect you moving forward. And in Kamala Harris's case, it caused her to lose. And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. Please hit that like. We're talking about, yes, Donald Trump. He actually won. I repeat, he won the election. Okay, and I am going to show the clip because Kamala Harris, she was so distraught. She was so distraught that she did not feel comfortable to even have a speech, okay, made, or even say anything to the number of people that attended her watch party in Washington, D.C. This is her actual representative, Cedric Richmond. He came out and did a 1-minute speech in her place.
I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Now, what you just saw, that was the speech that was said at Kamala Harris's watch party last night. Kamala Harris is supposed to do a speech today, according to her co-chairman for her campaign. He stated that she will do supposedly a speech for today. I guess she was just so distraught that she could not even come to terms with the person that you're looking at. Donald Trump actually won, okay? He won and became president for the second time. She was so distraught that she could not, come or say anything, okay? And hello, you guys, this is Politic Graham, and we're talking about, yes, Donald Trump's win. Now I'm going to stroll down the questions that I'm wondering, and I want you guys to put it in the poll that I have. Was the election fair? Do you feel the election was fair? Okay, the map that I'm showing you, this is all of the people that voted, okay, as far as the electoral votes. And as you can see, it is a lot of red, okay, who voted for Trump, okay, and you had a little bit of blue. You had a little bit of blue. I will show you another map to even break it down even more. Okay, to break it down even more, like I stated earlier, with these so-called swing states. These so-called swing states. Wisconsin. Sorry about that. Wisconsin. Very close. Donald Trump, 49.7%. It was very, very close in Wisconsin. North Carolina. Also very close. 51.1%. Georgia. 58% Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, 40.5%. And I'm going to stroll to Nevada. These are swing states I'm breaking down to show you guys. How is it Kamala Harris and Donald Trump? It was so close. Nevada, 51.5%. Kamala Harris, 46.8%. Okay? These are swing states we're looking at, okay? I'm going to show you Arizona. Arizona is another swing state. And as you can see, Donald Trump, 51.9%. Kamala Harris, 47.2%. These are very astounding numbers. Very, very close, okay? You have to look at, it was a very close race. It was a very, very close race. I mean, you see the numbers for yourself. And I'm going to make sure I have all of the quote-unquote swing states, okay? Pennsylvania. I'm going to show you Pennsylvania. Another swing state. If I can get it there. I'm sorry, you guys. Pennsylvania, you can see 50%. 50.7%. Kamala Harris was 48.4%. This is very, very close. This is just how key in it was. And that is why Cedric Richmond, the representative spokesperson for Kamala Harris, who is one of the co-chairs for her campaign, said what he said in that speech. And I'm going to play it again. This is why he said what he said in regards to all the votes being counted. I want to make sure I play it again.
I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the Vice President tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Now, that is where Kamala Harris is supposed to be. I'm standing by. I hope you guys are standing by, because Kamala Harris, according to this gentleman, stated that she will be speaking today. Okay? I'm not sure if the speech will be part of the quote-unquote, speech that she has lost, because based off of what he stated, that they're just waiting for all the votes to come through, okay, and votes to be counted for, okay? And I want you guys to understand, when it comes to this, it can go either way. It can go either way, right? And it showed that. It showed that with the electoral votes this time around, Donald Trump was able to get a clear win. And I'm going to stroll it for you guys to actually see. He won 277 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's 224 votes. That's a big gap. That is a big gap. Why? Because the only thing that a presidential candidate needs to win to become president is 270 votes, okay, in electoral votes. So at this point, I want you guys to just tell me, and hello, you guys, this is Politic Graham. And I'm going to show you, this is Politic Graham for YouTube purposes. This is Politic Graham. We're talking about this gentleman here that won. Yes, Donald Trump. And I'm going to play a quick clip of Donald Trump. And this is fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting. This is what we're doing. We are reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And I'm going to show a clip of Donald Trump. Donald Trump gave a speech. He gave a 20-minute speech. I'm not going to play the 20-minute speech, but he did give a speech, okay, after his win last night. I'm going to give, hold on one moment. Okay, one moment. This is where he was actually, his speech.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends in this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance, because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly.
Now, notice what he said. It needs help, and it needs help very badly. Now, remember what he stated, okay? And this is the time for Donald Trump to actually be a man of his words, because he did state once he is reelected as president again that he will make key points. One of the key points that he will deal with this issue in regards to the border control, border security. The next issue that he said he was going to deal with these wars, okay, that's currently going on, okay? He was going to have that dealt with between Ukraine and Russia, as well as what's going on in the Gaza war, okay? He did state he was going to address both of those wars, okay? He was going to deal with it, okay? Because he said in his words, he does not feel that United States should continue to be a part of the wars, okay? Why? Because I'm just putting this out there, okay? Aside from what he said, my opinion, we just need to have unity and bring these people back home, okay? Bring them home, okay? Now, I'm going to stroll down and show in regards to Rudy Giuliani, because when it comes down to Rudy Giuliani, we have to even wonder where does this go now for him? Where does this go now for him? Because tomorrow he's supposed to reappear back in court over that $148 million lawsuit that he lost, that he is supposed to pay the 2 Georgia election workers, okay, due to the defamation that they sued and they won, okay? He owes them, as of now, over $148 million. And the car that you're looking at, that is one of the items that was ordered for him, one of his possessions. It was ordered for him October the 29th to actually turn this over, okay? But as you can see, he has not turned anything over. This was a vehicle that he actually drove in yesterday to go vote in Palm Beach, Florida, as well as show his support to Donald Trump. Okay, so I have no idea what's to come. Why? Because now we have Donald Trump in office. He's the president. We also got to understand there's not one, not two, but 3 cases. 3 cases against Donald Trump that have been postponed, or should I say on a hold. Also, we have a sentencing that he was supposed to receive in New York. All of this has been postponed and held. That is on Donald Trump's end. But the bigger question is, what is to come for the other co-defendants, such as Rudy Giuliani? And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. We're talking about Donald Trump has won. He is the president. He is the quote president. And I want to actually show you guys where I think a lot of celebrities ended up kind of hurting Kamala Harris, to say the least, because celebrities that came in at the last minute to show their support for Kamala Harris as well as Donald Trump. Now, when I say at the last minute, I'm talking about coming in within a week or 2 weeks time frame before the election. And that is what happened in regards to Kamala Harris. Like I stated yesterday, Kamala Harris, let me make sure I point this out. Kamala Harris received the support from George W. Bush's daughter, Barbara Pierce Bush, in regards to her stance as an independent party, in regards to women's rights, okay? This was her. She attended an actual event October the 29th, endorsing Kamala Harris, okay? These are last minute things. Nikki Haley, okay, former South Carolina governor, she came in at the last minute as well. okay? All the way to the end, okay? She came in at the last minute, okay, to support Donald Trump. Okay, she said, and I quote, Mr. Trump is clearly the better choice. Okay, but she did not state this when she was running for presidential candidacy. Okay, she did not state this. As a matter of fact, she opted out of even supporting Donald Trump. And even recently, when Donald Trump was at Madison Square Garden, we have to understand that in New York, she stated that she disagreed with Donald Trump, how he talked about women, okay? And she stated women can't really identify themselves, okay? And considered the rally at the New York Square Garden, she called it a bromance. But just think about this. Right after that, okay, within this week, okay, right after that, she makes another statement to say Trump is clearly the better choice. Do you see how people, and I'm talking about these so-called celebrities and politicians, they come with the support on the back end. For some people, it hurts them, like Kamala Harris, and for others, it helps. But I think with Nikki Haley, it was not even a relevancy. I'll say it that way. And also, Joe Rogan, I think it was very, he came at the last minute. I don't know if it helped or hurt. I think it probably helped Donald Trump to win. Lady Gaga, same scenario. She supported Kamala Harris. However, her father, I spoke about this yesterday, her father was supporting Donald Trump. All this is going on at the last minute, okay? And then we have all these celebrities. That's why I said with Kamala Harris, it was too much of a show going on and not enough as far as focusing in on these issues that America needs to have addressed. Okay? It was too much of a show. And this is one of the reasons, and I'll say this, even here in Georgia, there was for the first biggest concert that was held, okay? Kamala Harris had all of these people coming to her rallies, 30,000 people, 29,000 in one stadium, right? But she ends up losing. Why? Like I stated, in regards to her, it was too much, it became too much of a show, okay, when it came down to these rallies, okay? October the 24th, okay? I'm just using this as an example. In Atlanta, Georgia, okay? She had a huge concert. It had Bruce Springsteen. He was a performer. Had Spike Lee, Tyler Perry, Samuel L. Jackson, even a DJ, okay? It was a huge spectacle, and also former President Barack Obama attended, and it was called When We Vote, We Win, okay? It was a huge event, and this is where they went to seven of the major swing states, and one of the 7 major swing states was where? In Atlanta. Where is Atlanta? Georgia. And like I stated, Bruce Springsteen, big event. It was a huge event. But like I stated, it was not enough for Kamala Harris, okay? It wasn't enough. Why? Because even with the big spectacles and the big events, Donald Trump still ended up getting 277 electoral votes, okay? Still ended up winning, and even to the point, and I just want to state this, okay? You cannot give up, okay, when you go through things, okay? Donald Trump is proving that now, because a lot of people would have given up. Some people even in the White House wanted him to step down and not try to run for president again, okay? Due to the legal reasons. But Donald Trump ended up doing what? Still pushing forward. Even when his son, Eric Trump, said his father does not have any more cat lives to spare. But he still moved forward, Donald Trump, okay? I want people to understand all the things that has came on and gone and gone about. Donald Trump has been attempted how many times? Not one, not two, but 3 times with his life, okay? But he still persevered. He still pressed on, right? But what really gets me about all of this, even with Donald Trump going through what he's going through and going through what he's going through right now, because some people are speculating that this is the time for JD Vance, okay? JD Vance is Donald Trump's vice president, and also possible he might end up becoming a president himself one day, okay, for the next 4 to 8 years. But like I stated, what really got me personally about all of this is Kamala Harris did not even try to speak, okay? When hundreds of people came to her watch party last night. And I'm going to show this clip. I have to show it, you guys, because people need to understand, you don't quit. You do not give up. And that's one thing I have to tell myself. I have to press on every day when it comes down to speaking about, my convictions and being a voice and a word for people. Okay. And I want to show this clip of what happened last night. What actually happened last night at the watch party. The watch party. And the gentleman that I'm going to show you is this gentleman right here. His name is Cedric Richmond. He is a senior advisor to the Democratic National Committee, as well as the co-chair for Kamala Harris's campaign. Okay? And he was the one that came out to address the crowd of people at Washington, D.C., at Howard University, okay, after her loss, okay, because Kamala Harris did not want to speak, and I'm going to play it. And hello, you guys, this is Politic Graham. Please hit that like button.
I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Now, that what you just heard, that was Cedric Richmond speaking in the place of Kamala Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hope she is going to speak, because according to him, as you heard in that speech, Kamala Harris, she will be speaking today. I cannot wait to hear what she has to say. I want people to understand this, okay? I don't want to make this clear. Please, let's not make it what it was in the past, okay? Let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it positive, and let's just move forward, okay? We cannot afford any more people, you know, getting hurt. Okay, we cannot afford anybody, you know, being in a situation, okay, like Donald Trump has been in 3 times with his life, okay, just standing on a stage, okay. We cannot afford any of that, okay. And even with Kamala Harris, people have to understand, with Kamala Harris, she is still in office as vice president. So let's please respect both parties. Kamala Harris, much respect to her, as well as the new president to come once Joe Biden terms in, okay? Once his term ends, let's just respect all parties. We have to move forward. Please, let's not make it any worse, okay? Let's not take it to that space and to that place, okay? And like I said, you guys, thank you for coming in. This is Politic Graham. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys for coming in. And shout out to Johnny, Sonny. I'm going to name them. Thank you for coming in. Jimmy, thank you for coming in. Also, thank you for coming in. Cha on Demand, thank you for coming in. Mrs. Shamrock, thank you for coming in. OJ Brand, thank you for coming in. The Herbal Goddess, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. I might do another live after this, but like I stated, I want you guys to understand that you cannot give up. You cannot throw in the towel with life. You just can't, because you don't know what may come your way, right? And we're here, okay? Because if I can recollect, I'm going to talk about it in the next live. I've never known any president, okay, or anybody to actually, you know, go for a president and in Donald Trump's case, be a convicted felon. So this is to let you know we live in a country that anything is possible, that you can actually become a president, okay? And you cannot let people tell you what you can't do and that you are nothing more than what your name has behind it. You are the power of your own realm. You are the power of your own future, not anybody else. And people can say what they want to say. I even say, you know, my shouts out commend goes to both Kamala Harris. Okay, I want to make sure I give her much respect, as well as the person that has won. You know, both of them come from different, I'll say it this way, they both come from different worlds, but at the end of the day, both of them have showed that you can do it if you put your mind to it. I know it sounds like, you know, like that's just an old reference, but look at Donald Trump. Look at Kamala Harris, okay? Kamala Harris has made a number of accomplishments. She is the first, quote unquote, not only woman, but she is the first, quote unquote, South Asian, African American descent, okay, to become vice president, okay, as well as attorney general, Senate. Like, these are a number of accomplishments that she has attained, that no, you know, that, you know, can nobody be another Kamala Harris. And as far as Donald Trump, okay, I mean, his background says it all, okay? You cannot say a lot of people can become a president for the second time as a convicted felon with 34 felonies with pending trials, right? Anything is possible, okay? And this is the America that we live in. This is the country that we stand for. So you can take it with a grain of salt, okay? And like I stated, I want you guys to understand that this is not over, because like we showed, like I said earlier, according to Kamala Harris's team, they want all the votes to be counted for. They want all of the votes to be what? Quote unquote counted for. Okay? So take that into note with a grain of salt, because in my state, I said it before, and I'll show it to you guys. One moment, I'll show it to you guys what I mentioned yesterday. Yesterday, when it came down to in Georgia, what are going to happen to the absentee ballots that are supposed to be remain sealed until Friday, right? Like, will those absentee ballots be counted for? Also, here in Georgia, okay, there were a number of quote unquote threats, okay, so much to the point one specific location in DeKalb County had to close early, okay, and turn people away. And a number of people are requesting for their votes to be extended so they can be able to vote. This is all what happened yesterday. So I want people to understand why Kamala Harris's co-chair of her campaign, Cedric Richmond, said what he said as far as all the votes being counted, because there have been a number of places in this country of America where the votes, quote unquote, have not all been counted for. Now, but remember this. Remember what I stated. You only need 270 electoral votes, okay? You only need 270 electoral votes, all right? And according to what has been coming in, and I know it's more now, this was at 6 a.m. It was already at 277 votes, okay? We have to put that into play. Okay, so I know people are very upset. Some people are very upset, but the votes, it stands for what it is. Okay, because if you go back to what happened years ago, okay, Donald Trump he needed those 11,000, his words, those 11,000 votes. Okay, because he felt that it was not counted fairly, right? But Joe Biden ended up winning because it was stated and showed that it was supposedly counted fairly. This is the position that I'm wondering, is Kamala Harris going to use in her case now, since she has lost, okay? Will she use the same argument that Donald Trump used back in 2020, or will she just, move forward, finish her term out as vice president, and congratulate Donald Trump and move forward, okay? Because at this point, we cannot have any more conversations like what she has been doing with these press conferences at the White House, okay? When she's stating how, insinuating things. I'm going to play a clip because I don't want it to come out of my mouth. I want you guys to actually see it for yourselves, okay? I want you guys to actually see it for yourselves, what she said, okay? When it came down to the press conference that she had. She had a press conference, and give me one moment, I'll play it. Now, before I play what she said at the White House, I found the clip. I apologize. I did find the clip where she showed and stated, she kind of hinted that they were going to take care of Donald Trump at a rally here in Atlanta, Georgia. This came out of her words, not mine, when she was holding a rally in Atlanta on the weekend of her birthday. She was talking about issues, okay? And one of the issues were in regards to Donald Trump. And while she was talking, There was a heckler that said, lock him up. And let's listen to the response of what she said about Donald Trump. Okay, this had to be about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Okay, her response and what she thought what today would be. Okay, what she thought what today would be, but it wasn't. It was the complete opposite.
And we care about things like dignity. We understand that the real. Well, I hear you, but you know, the thing, you know what? The court's going to take care of that. We're going to take care of November. We're going to take care of November. We're going to take care of November.
Now, did you hear what she said? We're going to take care of that November. But look what November is, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump has won. I'm going to play that clip once again. This was a clip 2 weeks ago. This was a clip last month where she was at a rally in Atlanta, Georgia, and a heckler said, lock him up, referring to Donald Trump needing to be locked up. And this was her words, okay? I'm going to play it again.
And we care about things. And we care about things like dignity. We understand that the real. Well, I hear you, but you know, the thing, you know what? The court's going to take care of that. We're going to take care of November. We're going to take care of November. We're going to take care of November.
Now, that is why I said you have to be careful, you know, what you say and how you say things, okay? I'm playing a few clips of the things that Kamala Harris has said and pointed out. And, you know, these are just things that she said. And you tell me what you think, guys. I'm going to play one more clip.
But to focus on his. And Donald Trump has told us his priorities for a second term. He has an enemies list of people he intends to prosecute. He says that one of his highest priorities is to set free the violent extremists who insulted those law enforcement officers on January 6th. Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. People he calls, quote, the enemy from within. America, this is not a candidate for president who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power.
Now, those are the type of things that Kamala Harris would speak about at various rallies and in various interviews. And now let's move forward, okay? This is who is president right now. That person that she spoke about, okay? That in her words that they were going to take care of, okay? I'm going to replay this clip again.
We care about things like dignity. We understand that the real. Well, I hear you, but you know, the thing, you know what? The court's going to take care of that. We're going to take care of November.
So at this particular time, I just want you guys to, you know, just take all of that into perspective, okay, of what's been going on in this world we call politics, in this place we call the land of free in America as far as this election goes. So now the question is for Mr. Donald Trump, where do we go moving forward and what will you do now? Because just like I said in last live, you guys, yesterday morning, I did state it. I said people can say a lot of things until once they get into that role of becoming a president. People can say a lot of things until they get into that role of becoming a president. Why? Because in Donald Trump's case, it is not how it was, okay, when he came in the first time, okay? Now the inflation is worse, okay? Now we have more issues when it comes down to the border security. In addition, okay, now you have a whole different gameplay. Why? Because now you have different wars that are going on. So now the question is, what will Donald Trump do now since he has won? And especially when he officially becomes president after the inaugural speech, okay? What will become of this country? What will become of it? Okay? And I want also, like you guys to know, was the election fair in your opinion? Okay? Do you feel this election was fairly? Okay? Was it fair or was it another 2020? Okay? Was it another 2020? Okay? And hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. This is Politic Graham. This is Politic Graham that you're listening to. Okay. We're talking about, yes, Donald Trump has won. Okay. And also Fani Willis of Fulton County, the Fulton County District Attorney that actually indicted Donald Trump in the state of Georgia. Not only Donald Trump she indicted the other co-defendants. One of the co-defendants include Rudy Giuliani. Okay? Where is all of this going to go moving forward? Okay? Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, Donald Trump does have a quote-unquote pending case here in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, but it was put on hold due to the issues. I'll say it that way with Fani Willis. Okay, one of the issues that she had a romantic relationship with one of these special prosecutors that was part of this indictment, named Nathan Wade, and he had to actually step down. Okay, he had to step down from being the special prosecutor as well as being on the team of this indictment. Okay, so now, like I stated, what is to come of all of this? Another thing people will also have to understand what is to come. Okay, what is really to come with not only that, but in regards to the Supreme Court, the justices. Okay, what is to come? Why? Because it has been going around that Clarence Thomas might end up retiring or resigning, and we all know now who is the president now. Donald Trump. So what is to come of all of this? Okay, there's a lot that is going to be affected. I will say it that way. Okay, there's a lot of things to come in the future, and now it is a time for Donald Trump to, be a man of his word, as they would say. And one moment, you guys. One moment, you guys. This is Politic Graham. One moment. And yes, we are talking about this election. Donald Trump has won the election. And a number of people are very, very lost with words and very upset because Like I said, this is the first time in history that there has ever been a person such as Donald Trump win again, considering his current situations that are at hand. Okay? So people have to understand. People have to understand. In Donald Trump's situation, he is, quote unquote, for now, until otherwise, he is a convicted felon, okay? Because he was charged, he was indicted, convicted by New York. And even to the point, I want to show this lady, the Attorney General, Letitia James of New York. I want to actually show what she stated, a few clips, because they put Donald Trump through a civil lawsuit, okay? And not only him, but members of his family, his sons, owe money, okay? And according to Letitia James, I'm going to play some clips, okay? All of this is like what's to come. What is to come after all of this? I'm going to play some clips.
$3 million in disgorgement, plus $100 million in interest, which will continue to increase every single day until it is paid. Donald Trump, the former chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, Alan Weisselberg, and the former controller of the Trump Organization, Jeffrey McConney, are each banned from serving as an officer or director of any New York company for 3 years. Mr. Weisselberg.
Now, that was the first clip. As you heard, how much money Donald Trump is, quote unquote, having to owe. Also, Donald Trump will be banned, okay, on a business term, okay, on a business level. But like I said, what's to come moving forward? I'm going to show 2 more clips of a press conference that Letitia James did, okay, in the past in regards to the case that he was indicted on, okay, in the case that he was convicted, and he actually has 34 felonies in New York on. Gonna play another clip.
Mr. Weisselberg and Mr. McConney are also banned for life from serving in a financial management role in any New York company. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are banned from serving as an officer or director of any New York company for 2 years. And Donald Trump and his companies are banned from applying for loans from any New York bank or financial institution for 3 years.
I'm going to show another clip. Another clip of Letitia James.
The court, once again, ruled in our favor and in favor of every hard-working American who plays by the rules. Donald Trump and the other defendants were ordered to pay $463.9 million. That represents $363.9.
I'm going to repeat that part. Notice what she said. 400. Let's play it again.
And in favor of every hard-working American who plays by the rules. Donald Trump and the other defendants were ordered to pay $463.9 million. That represents $363.9.
Now, these are the questions I want you guys to understand. All of this is in the air. Why? Because Donald Trump has won his election. He is president. And the that I just showed you, this is before. This is before, okay? So now what's to come? And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. We're talking about the election that Donald Trump has won. He won it last night with the votes, electoral votes of 277 votes, okay? And one moment, you guys. Give me one moment. Having technical difficulties. One moment. I apologize. One moment, you guys. This is Politic Graham. One moment, you guys. I apologize. One moment. Trying to make sure I don't have any other issues with what's going on. This live has been, it's been a lot. Yes, and like I said, we're talking about this election. It is a lot going on. A lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. And like I stated, and hold on, I'm trying to make sure I don't have any more issues, you guys. I apologize. Oh, sorry about that. Here we go. Yes, like I stated, I want you guys to actually understand all what has been going on in this election, okay? And I'm going to leave it to you guys in the chat. I did say in the thumbnail that I was going to talk about Diddy, okay? I can do another live right after this one because this is so much has been going on. I did not sleep, okay? I did not even have any sleep, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to actually be here for us in this world called YouTube. You know, I wanted to actually report this news in regards to this gentleman and this lady right here, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Donald Trump has won it, okay? Won. And I also want to state this in regards to the House of Representatives, okay? Now, as of today, there are over 197 Republicans that are in the House of Representatives House, okay? And as far as Senate, as far as Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, she gained 224 electoral votes, okay, from this election. Now, I want you guys to actually see what has been going on. And give me one moment. With this particular map that you're looking at, this map is what it is. As you can see with the House of Senate, there are 51 when it comes down to Republicans in the House of Senate now, 42 when it comes down to the Democrats in the House of Senate, and like I stated, 197 Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives and 179 of Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives. Now, this is what I had did as far as when I did my research. Now, remember what was said in the live, not the live, but remember what was said in the speech from Kamala Harris co-chair Cedric Richmond. He did say, and I quote, he did say that they still have more votes as far as votes to make sure everything is counted. All votes are counted. So what you're looking at, this is, it might be more, okay? Okay, but with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, when it comes down to the electoral votes, all a president candidacy needs to become president is 270 electoral votes, okay? That is all you need. But as you can see, okay, from when I did my research at 6 o'clock Eastern time, okay, in America, Donald Trump had 277 votes, okay, electoral votes, okay, whereas Kamala Harris only had 224 electoral votes, okay? And that is why we're in the position that we're in right now as far as Donald Trump winning again his term as far as being president, okay? And ladies and gentlemen, you tell me, do you think this election was fair? Put it in the poll if you feel this election was fair. Okay, you tell me, what do you think? Yes, this is Politic Graham. We're talking about this election that took heed, that took a load, okay? And in regards to Rudy Giuliani, I want to make sure I state some key points in regards to Rudy Giuliani, because since Donald Trump is now, quote unquote, he won his position as presidency, where does that leave Rudy Giuliani? Okay, I want to make sure we understand that Rudy Giuliani was supposed to turn over his property October the 29th, okay? But as you can see right here, this is his 1980 Mercedes-Benz that he drove in at the poll yesterday in Palm Beach, Florida, with paparazzi, with a chauffeur driving him to go vote, okay? He was supposed to turn this vehicle in. He was supposed to turn it in regards to losing that $148 million lawsuit of defamation against him. Okay, so this is where we are right now. Okay, and another key point, when the ruling was made for October the 29th for him to turn his items over and his cash over possession, okay, they actually visited his apartment, his condo in New York, October the 31st. Lawyers, okay, that represent the two election workers in Georgia that ended up winning that $108 million lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani, okay? And when they went to this apartment, they stated, okay, and this was one of the attorneys that said, and I quote, "Save for some rugs, a dining room table, some stray pieces of small furniture, and inexpensive wall art, and a handful of smaller items like dishes, stereo equipment, the apartment has been emptied of all of its contents." Okay, so this is why things like this is like what's to come, because they are really trying to find Rudy Giuliani. And based off of the attorneys that represent these two former election workers who sued Rudy Giuliani for defamation, okay, it seems as if Rudy Giuliani is in their words playing cat and mouse, is on the run. Where it goes, no one knows. And at this particular time with Rudy Giuliani, he is hiding some of his stuff. This is what the attorneys are stating. They're stating he's hiding some of his things. And also when it comes down to not only just that vehicle, the 1980 Mercedes-Benz that you're looking at, that he actually drove in Palm Beach, Florida, okay? He drove in, but he's also hidden a lot of his valuables from his New York apartment as well. He is hiding stuff that is in Florida. And he's currently living in a condo in Palm Beach, Florida. And this condo has a $500,000 tax lien on it. Okay, these are things that is a question now. What to do moving forward, okay? Because tomorrow is the day, as they say, for Rudy Giuliani, because he is requested to go back to court to address why he has not turned over his possessions as well as his cash. Okay, these are things that he is going to be asked of. Okay, and his attorneys, okay, that represent him are trying to express that Rudy Giuliani will not be able to come tomorrow, even then in court, in their words, because he has a podcast, okay? He has a weekly podcast, and because he's contractually committed to his weekly podcast, he will not or may not be able to come to the actual court, okay, tomorrow, Thursday. And it's really kind of odd, you guys, that all of this is happening right after Donald Trump. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is the new president. Okay, I want you guys to take all of that into aspect. He is the new president. Okay, so the big question now is, where do we go moving forward? What do we do moving forward? Okay, that's the next question that we have in hand. Okay, and I thank you guys for coming in and showing that support. Please hit that like button. Also, please subscribe to this page. This is a page of where we talk about everything, where it is a safe space. Okay, like I stated, this is a safe, quote unquote, space. Okay, we welcome all people from all parties, all genders, all races. Okay, and this is a space that we can actually have a safe place to discuss uncomfortable topics. Okay, uncomfortable topics. Okay, and like I stated, thank you so much for coming in, you guys. I appreciate it so much. Shout out to all of you guys. I will come back in a few minutes or maybe an hour, I'm not sure, but always have a peace of mind and remain in peace. And as always, I'm going to read the four things that I always read before I go. The first one is eliminate the if, focus on the present, focus on self, not others, and always tell yourself, I will learn something new every day. I will not get upset at what I can't do. And the last thing, advocate for yourself. Speak up for yourself, because nobody else will speak up for you. If you don't speak up for yourself, who will? This is Politic Graham. Bye.